Why?
So let's talk about, so at the top of your sheet, guys, just put your name, and that's okay. We don't need the rest of the stuff. The topic we'll see each time, our main idea. And right now we're starting with one-step equations, and we're going to work with one-step equations for a few days in here. Because based on our opening activity, you guys are showing me, Miss Guy, this is something I've really never seen before. Okay? So what we have with one-step equations, figure out where our variable is, determine what operation we have, use our inverse operations on both sides, and we're going to check our solution. Now, before we do some example problems with this, I want to talk about what inverse operations are. So if we have addition, what's the inverse operation? We shouldn't have our phones out. They should be away. What's the inverse of addition? What do you think, Sam? Do what?
I said mult.
Mult? The inverse of addition is not multiplication. What is it? Subtraction. Yeah. That's all right. Subtraction. So if you notice, guys, those boxes that we're writing in, you should be writing this in those boxes for me, please. The boxes we're writing in, notice, guys, that arrow's going both ways. So to undo subtraction, it'd be addition. To undo addition, we're going to look at subtraction. Then next we have our multiplication. Multiplication. We are going to use division. I don't know why my pen isn't working very good here.
You dropped your pen.
Oh, I didn't drop my pen. There we go. And notice again, guys, that arrow goes both ways. That arrow goes both ways. So, make this not quite as thick. There we go. So what I want to do is I just want to do just a couple problems with you. And I want to give you guys some time to practice today. So let's look at that first set of problems. There's 6 of them. And it's even labeled addition and subtraction. So let's focus on that first. If we look at number 1, the equation is already written for us. I don't have to rewrite that equation. On the left-hand side, we have x plus 7. I have addition. What's my inverse for addition? Subtraction. Check the top box if you need to. So we're going to, and guys, I want to see this step on your work. I want you to show me and yourself how you're solving. So we're going to have minus 7 on both sides. Notice we're keeping it balanced. Same thing on both sides. Then on that left side, all we have left is x. Here's where the calculator comes in if you need it. If you need -1 minus 7, punch it in the calculator. -1 minus 7, put it in the calculator. Did anybody do that? What did we get? -1 minus 7, what do we get? What'd you get, Sam?
I just got -8.
It is -8.
I knew it.
So your work, what I need to see for your work, we show the -7 on both sides, and we show the x equals -8. I also want you to check. So we put -8 in place of x, and we make sure that it equals -1. So I put the x, I put -8 in for my x, -8 plus 7. Use the calculator if you need to. Do we get the -1 that we need? Yes, we do.
Good thing you for binding.
Yes, we do. Now, I want to do one more with you guys, and I want to give you a chance to try the rest. But I'm going to leave number 2 alone. And I want to look at number 3. Because number 3 looks a little different. We have 14 plus h on the right side. Yeah, the variable is not on the left, it's on the right, and that's okay. But here's what we have to ask ourselves. To get h alone, I have a positive 14. How am I going to get h alone? How am I going to take that positive 14 and move it to the other side? What's going to be the inverse of positive? Negative. Or in other words, subtraction. So we're going to subtract 14.
It's just like the other ones, though.
It is just like the other ones. I don't know why my pen isn't writing very good, guys. I'm sorry. It's very spotty. So we need to subtract 14 from both sides. I know it's the right move because over on the right side, I have positive 14 minus 14. Positive 14 minus 14 is 0. That's how I knew that minus was the right choice. Positive 14 minus 14 gives me 0. Now h is by itself. Again, if you need the calculator, guys, use it. 9 minus 14. If you need to. We should get negative 5.
Yeah.
How do I know I'm right? I put negative 5 in for h. 14 plus negative 5. That does equal 9. I'm all set there. So what I would like you to do is just finish off that top section. Just that 1 through 6 piece. And then I want to see how we do on those. I'm going to blow it up a little bit so we can get some people up here at the board in just a minute. Just to make sure you're on the right track, guys. For question 2, minus 11, my inverse is addition. Negative 11, positive 11, we get a 0 there, so we're left with m. Negative 9 plus 11 is 2. Now, instead of raising my hand, Miss Golly, did I do this right? Check it. We talked yesterday, one of the coolest things is when you guys take a quiz or test in this unit, you can check it and know you're right before you even turn it in. Put the 2 back in for m. Put the 2 that you got for your solution back in for m. 2 minus 11, does that equal negative 9? Yes, it does. So see what you can do on those top ones. If you're feeling confident, I'd love to have some volunteers come on up. You guys can pick what one you want. All right, and number 4. Number 4, it looks a little different. It kind of looks like our number 3. We have a negative 15 on the same side as our W. So the opposite or inverse of negative 15 is positive. Positive 15. All right, so we've got
Do I have to have the pluses?
W equals 29. I would throw those pluses in there, guys, so you know what your step was. Then check it. Negative 15 plus 29. It equals 14. We got it. Looks good. It looks good. Number 5. Number 5 looks great. To undo subtraction, we do addition. And we get negative 13 equals K.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
How many more?
And then number 6, the inverse of negative 4 is positive 4. So we get 3 equals V, negative 1 equals negative 4 plus 3. It checks out. All right, guys. Let's take a look at number 7.
Is it -6?
For number 7, we might not have ever seen one like number 7 before. We did in our activity, but we weren't quite sure how to solve it. When the 4 is right next to the A, that means we're multiplying. So what was our inverse for multiplying? Dividing. Dividing. So when you divide, you can do the fraction bar, is what I would recommend. 4 divided by 4, it's not 0, but it is 1. 4 divided by 4 is 1, so I'm left with just A equals, we have -6.
Yeah.
Be careful when you're doing your division.
Let me guess. That one's 8.
Check it out. 4 times -6 equals -24. I want to do one more with you before I turn you loose on the multiplication division piece. Go to the back side of your sheet, please. And look at question 9. Go to the back side of your sheet, please. Not the back side of your packet. The back side of your sheet, not the back side of your packet. The back side of this first sheet. And we're going to look at number 9.
45.
Now, I know some of you just looking at number 9, you know what answer divided by 5 gives you 9. But we want to talk about how we would solve it, what the step would be. That fraction bar means division.
5 times.
So what's our inverse for division? Or how do we undo division? Multiplication. So we need to multiply by 5. So we're going to multiply both sides times 5. N equals 45.
Yep.
You can check it. 45 divided by 5 equals 9. It checks. What I want us to finish today, and we should have time, but again, it's about how we're choosing to use our time. I want us to be finished up through question 12 before we leave today. So make that your goal. We want to finish up through question 12 today.